Hey, what's up, Scorpio? Welcome to this timeless general tarot reading. Per usual, all typical disclaimers are assumed, all non-typical disclaimers are asserted. I'm not responsible for your misusing of this truth. If you are not going to heed it properly as it's meant for you. So a good start here for you. Okay, a quick note. If you would like to skip to the drops in the reading when the cards come out, make sure to check the timestamps below. They will have links to exactly where the cards drop, just in case it takes a while for the shuffle to actually reveal something for you. So this is... I'm not sure what's up with this King of Cups in reverse, though. So interesting with the first two cards, it looks like you've got your outlook. It looks like you've got your outlook in a healthy place. There's some kind of nostalgia perhaps that you're reminiscing on, but it's positive and optimistic, and that is helping you look forward to the future optimistically, which a lot of other reads are struggling to find that optimism. So fortunate for you, since a lot of my reads have wound up being sort of tough reads about negativity in the viewer, which makes sense since my reads are about helping others, which means that typically what they need help with is some kind of negativity or toxicity within themselves. So it's good to see here that you have your outlook sorted out properly, but it's looking like it's a little mixed. So even though you have your optimism, there is some kind of resistance with... I'm not exactly sure. This King of Cups, some kind of like masculine toxic figure has emerged to burst your bubble. I'm not sure who that is. I'm not sure what form that takes. But like whatever internal optimism you have managed to achieve, it is... somebody is trying to rupture that. And if you allow that to be ruptured, it is going to stall your progress in life, because you aren't going to be able to retain your optimism, which is required to move forward properly. You aren't going to have your proper outlook, which isn't going to serve you. So I'm not exactly sure if this King of Cups is you. I would question if it's you, because the initial energy was more optimistic than that. So it's disappointing. This is to a certain extent, it's a sign of guarding your internal world from a toxic individual. And this individual might even be somebody in a position of authority over you. It could be somebody with... it could even be a father figure. To a certain extent, maybe a father, maybe just a father figure. It's like they're trying to burst your bubble. It's like they're trying to be a realist when you're an optimist. That's pretty clear what's going on here. And if you let that happen, it's going to stagnate your process. And it's not specific if this is about work or life, it just seems to be like in general, which would lead me to believe that it's familial to some degree, which is very disappointing. Because this King of Cups has such greater potential than this. The King of Cups in the upright has the potential to be such an empowerer of other people through their own stable and loving and giving emotions. So the fact that this King of Cups is not able to provide more optimism in your life almost leads me to believe that they are in a position of envy. Even though they're the king, they are envious of your ability to cultivate your optimism. So for whatever reason, they found themselves in an optimistic position, but they're their emotions are overflowing in negative capacities, and the key here seems to be the fact that it is going to be challenging your ability to keep your optimistic outlook, whether looking forward or backward. There's also a mix of a sign here that maybe you had better memories of this person in the past, but over time they have toxified to a certain extent. Either way, there is a stark... Man, the shuffle really blew out here. There's a stark warning here that you are... Oh, darn, it looks like my freaking camera froze. Sorry about that. That actually hasn't happened yet. For a little while in reading. Let me see if I can fix this. Okay, sorry about that. I've yet to have that happen in a readout all the way. So, weird. I'm curious what I was saying right then. I'm going to have to rewatch this and see. So yeah, I mean, this is almost... It's almost that simple. That's it. That's just about all that the... If I can... Let me see if I can get any other clarifiers here, but if it just keeps driving home the point that this King of Cups is deterring you, then at the end of the day, like... This message is pretty straightforward. It's a warning to not let this King of Cups negativity take down your own optimism. That's the final word here, as far as I can tell. Which is very disappointing because it's a blessing when you can cultivate that optimism within yourself. Which is exactly why a jealous authority figure would be envious of you. So that might be it for you. I might be able to just cut this reading here. You might know exactly what I'm talking about. It might be that clear for you. There's actually a couple other Scorpio reads that are that fast also. I cut just a few cards, very clear message. It might just be something about your sign that the point drives home quite quickly. Other cards like some Gemini reads have like tons and tons of cards, tons of clarifications. So let's see what we got here for you. Okay, so that's a good sign of... It's kind of weird following up the... Yeah, I mean, this is just basically exactly what I was kind of stipulating here, is that, like, if you aren't able to guard yourself properly, if you aren't able to retain your own quality in the face of the toxicity of this King of Cups, then it's going to stagnate your emotional... your ability to, like, receive optimistic emotionality. That's basically the gist of this reading. It's just telling you to really watch out for this King of Cups. Watch out for... Just don't let them into your internal world. Don't let their toxicity take away your ability to cultivate optimism for your outlook, one way or the other. Because if you do, they're going to stagnate your ability to... Okay, so to a certain extent what happens is, it's not showing up here in the reading, but when you are optimistic and seeing like good quality, whether it's in your nostalgia or in your foresight, in your future, in your ideas of like your future notion, your future path, when that happens, the universe likes to bring more of that into your external world. So if you are used to receiving abundance on the outside, a huge reason for that is the fact that you have this optimistic internal capacity. And when you have that optimistic internal capacity, you find opportunities on the outside to reciprocate that. You're reciprocated that through the external world by the universe. And the problem is if you start getting into this King of Cups energy, you are going to stagnate that. And you're going to lose these gifts. You're going to lose these opportunities at receiving this emotional abundance. And that is not what I want to see. I want you to keep receiving this emotional abundance. So it's a good sign here, because if the Ace of Cups was in reverse, that might be a sign that you're going to let this King of Cups get you down, but this is actually a pretty good sign that you are going to retain your optimism. And it's a warning that you could lose it but it's also a sign that you have the capacity to hang on to it, and it's not signaling here that you are going to necessarily lose it. So it might just be confirmation. It might just be a slight warning that you need to keep your head up when this King of Cups is trying to take you down, because for whatever reasons they're toxifying, and to a smidge of a degree here, it could be envy. They could be envious of you for whatever reason, and it could be as simple as like you don't have as much as they do on the outside, but they can't stand that you have more than them on the inside, and that's, you know, petty behavior. It's petty toxic behavior, and that's exactly why this King of Cups is going to be stuck in this toxification. But let me see here. The reading's at 10 minutes, but I think this is about it. You even have Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, which is probably my favorite card right now on a personal level. And it's sort of to the same degree. It's just saying that you have achieved enough to where outside toxicity can't take away your achievement, because your achievements speak for themselves. And if you're like this and you're receiving all this emotional abundance, it does speak for itself. And you are plenty capable of retaining your energy. And there might even be a sign here for you to walk away from the King of Cups if they aren't going to respect your desire to achieve that emotional abundance. And if they're not going to respect your desire to not just get stuck in complacency at where you are. So I think I'm going to call the reading there. It's pretty clear here. Be wary of this King of Cups, and do not lose this beautiful gift of yours that you have, which is keeping this optimism. Not everybody can do this, and this King of Cups is proof of that. So, alright, Scorpio. Thank you for this reading. This was like the first optimistic reading I've had in maybe 12 or 13 reads. There's been like one other read. There was like one Leo read where the viewer was actually in an optimistic position within themselves. So maybe you're a good sign that the energies are turning around, because the last few days have been heavy. They've been very heavy for the people coming to view these videos. So I really appreciate that you were here, that I was able to see this, and good luck. Overcome this King of Cups. You have so much more. You can feel so much better than how this King of Cups is going to try and bring you down. Do not get brought down by this King of Cups. Stick with your optimism. And that's it. Stick with your internal optimism, and you will keep receiving this emotional abundance. So, alright, Scorpio, take care and good luck.